It's like the beginning.
This is our cover shot.
Don't sit down.
Cheers to the camera.
Your cup's there. Cheers to the camera.
Oh yeah, the dog has to be here. And we're back. Between Two Yetis on tour with
the scaredest dog in the world. How can a dog be this big? Be so scared, Murphy. Right, there we go. So, cheers, big ears. Welcome.
I can't be insulting back. You're my host.
Welcome to Southampton.
Thank you. So, on tour is our opportunity to come and explore and discover the marine industry around the world. And who best to kick off and be my first time?
Darling.
I'm only ever going to say this once.
Darling.
You're my first time.
Yes.
With Ken Hickling in his hometown of Southampton, UK.
And more importantly, the reason we've come to Southampton, UK is because Southampton is the centre of superyachting, as we all know. We're going to discover why that is a true statement. And people say to me, particularly people from your neck of the woods in Floridia, where the Floridians are, and they say, oh no, but here surely is the centre, because this is where the yachts are. And on that basis, the beltway round Washington is where the motor industry is, because that's where the cars are. And for our UK listeners, the M25 round London. No, the business is always the people. The business isn't the product. And therefore, Southampton is the centre of the superyacht industry because there are hundreds of businesses here, all doing various things for the superyacht industry. And we're going to go and visit a few of them, a few of the people that I know well enough to impose on their working day and inflict this on them. You and I are now going to swap places.
Yes, I am now going to hand over.
Because this is the interviewer slot, and this is the interviewee slot.
Over the
talking stick.
Yeah, it is. It's a talking stick. If you're on this Yeti, you get to talk. So come on.
Okay, you stay here, Murph.
Oh, and you haven't said anything about Murph.
Anybody who's wondering what this is, it's a very small dog, at least in his own brain, and his name's Murphy. Tell me, Lee, what are you hoping to find here in the centre of superyachting?
I want to see the differences between from Monaco, Fort Lauderdale, Saint-Tropez and stuff like that, and see what actually the cogs of the machine. Right. Which I believe this is.
Okay.
And
because obviously we're not going to show you very many super yachts because they're not here, but we're going to show you the people.
You're going to show us the machine. You're going to show us the engine room.
We're going to show you how it happens.
Yeah.
The people who make it happen, more accurately, and we're going to find out what they do. What they do.
What they do. Right.
Are you ready to go?
And go?
Let's go.
Come on, Murph.
I was thinking back, trying to remember when I first moved here. I moved down to Southampton to study at what is now the Solent University, but at the time was the Southampton Institute of Higher Education, and I think that was 1986. Before that, I was a Londoner, and I had always been a Londoner. So here we are. This is Winterbottom's. You just look away from me towards the Winterbottom's. And that's the lovely Peter Chettle trying to work out how to break into his own office.
Has he still not got in?
No, he's got in. He's put the coffee on. Peter, come and tell us about the car.
It's my great car. What else do I need to say?
tell us where the seat covers came from.
The seat covers were a
Did you
birthday
go out and
present.
shoot them?
No, the seat covers were a birthday present from my daughter,
Is that Ruby?
Ruby. And then have you seen the steering wheel cover?
Oh, the steering wheel cover.
That's
Can we lean in for the steering wheel
That's
cover?
a genuine mahogany effect, 1970s steering wheel cover.
And where did you get that from?
That was from my wife, Louise.
Excellent. There we go. This is how you get to work in the centre of Superyachting in Southampton.
Go for it. I want to do a bit of. So we're interviewing a guy with two first names, Peter James, and then can you say his surname?
Chettleborough.
Oh wow, you can. Chettleborough.
Yeah.
And have you seen how many initials he has after his name?
Oh, they're qualifications. So let's just look at these. Look at this. So Peter has a bachelor's in engineering honours degree. So was that a first?
It was a 2-1. I was most
2-1.
disappointed.
He's a chartered engineer.
He drank too much at university.
Okay, a CEng, chartered engineer. He's a chartered marine engineer, not maritime engineer. He's a member of the Institute of Marine Ests.
Marine Engineer Science and Technology.
There you go. And AM, which means you're what, an amateur member of RENA.
No, it's associate member of
Associate member of RENA. There you go.
Amateur member of RENA.
Amateur member of RENA. Surely that's what it said. So for those who don't actually understand, because you basically charge people money for looking at boats,
We do, yes.
which is surveying, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
So what exactly does that consist of? Because there's 2 or 3 different sort of threads to that, isn't it?
So, I mean, historically we started just looking at small boats under 24 metres and we've grown up with the industry, and again, historically it was all about, you want to buy a boat, you come to us to get a look at it in the same way as you do a house survey. And that was our job, that was our role. We've grown up with the industry and now we just look at anything, any size really. But we'll do also valuations, we'll do damage surveys, we do insurance surveys, we do litigation for litigation, so we work in expert witness work, and then we do new construction.
I was going to say that was sounding really interesting in a sarcastic way, but actually towards the end you got to the what I would think would be the interesting bit, which is the project side.
Yes.
Right? So you do like technical oversight of these projects, don't you?
We do. So we represent owners. At the moment I'm representing an owner, I'm the owner's representative on a 72 metre yacht that's being built. We do technical consultancies on new construction as well, where we just do the technical side of it. So yeah, we do, and again, we've been involved with boats up to 160 metres, 70 metres, I think, on the new construction side of things. In Germany, yes.
Lovely Mike working on those.
Yes, very much so.
Excellent, excellent.
So in 1985, the company set up. It's set up as a partnership, and it was set up by our founder, John Winterbottom.
Lovely John.
And he set it, 1985. We then became a limited company in 2012. And
that kind of time with John retiring, didn't it?
Well, John retired a couple of years before that, but he was still doing bits and pieces around that sort of time.
And you finally managed to push him out the door.
We got him out the door.
John, just go away, go play golf.
He now goes and plays golf and goes on holidays most of the time.
Excellent.
That's his life.
Excellent.
We're a traditional English company.
Or yacht surveyors.
Which I think is we've been around for a long time. We've got a good reputation.
I think that's the one thing in the marine industry. If your business has been around for 10, 20, 30 years, isn't it? No?
Since the 80s.
It's 85.
I went embarrassed.
Doing the maths in your head there. 95,
but actually,
05, 15, 35 years.
You are part of the, not the landscape, you are part of the furniture of the industry. You are.
Yeah, I suppose, to a certain degree, yeah. We're synonymous with marine surveying and Superyacht Industry.
Because when did you start?
When did I start? I came here to Southampton to study at Solent, which was now Southampton Institute, back in 1986, 87. That's when I started.
So actually, it's quite the Superyacht industry. I assume you're both of a similar.
He's older than me.
Pedigree.
I'm older.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm older. I get more craggy.
But you are the. You guys are what have built the Superyacht industry.
It never feels like that. It never feels like that because progressively you're always standing on the shoulders of the people who've gone before. So the people who've gone before was John Winterbottom, and he would tell you that there were people who were there before him. The thing to do, because I like a stat, and who doesn't like a stat? We'll put it insert a graph here. But if you look at the number of super yachts that are in the world fleet, it's tracking along at like 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, and then just as we get into the 21st century, it starts to take off. There's a real explosion in numbers. So back there, where it was like 800, 900 super yachts, everybody knew everybody. And as it grows and grows and grows, we're now over 5,000 super yachts above 30 meters. We now have a shoreside workforce in excess of about 120, 130,000 people worldwide. So there's a lot of jobs being generated here. And there's about another 30,000, 40,000. This is my phone.
That's just so unprofessional. That really is.
Right in the middle
What's
of
the
a stat,
What's
too.
the stats for somebody's phone going off whilst you're being filmed?
It's around about 67%.
Okay.
Along with
We
all
should have
the
a graph
other
for
made-up
that as
numbers.
well, maybe.
67% of stats are made up on the spot. No, the point though is that as the industry grows and we've got that many hundreds of thousands of people or tens of thousands of people working, you've got about 30 to 40,000 crew afloat. They're all sustained by 3,500 owners, 5,500 super yachts. It's going to keep going on, isn't it?
I'll give you a break. I can hear you struggling. Oh, are we ready now, Ken? Are we ready?
Whenever you're ready. So you got 30, 40,000 crew afloat, and so this industry is sustaining a lot of people with the 5,500 super yachts. But back then there was only 1,000 super yachts, so it was much easier to have that in your head. And it was an industry where everybody knew everybody. Now it's an industry where still a lot of people know everybody, and you'll get that call. I mean, you'll probably have the same thing, Peter, where somebody rings you up and says, you don't know me, but so-and-so told me to ring you because you're the person who can help me. And that's a call which is where now your friend's reputation as well as your own reputation is on the line because somebody needs something, and you hopefully are the person that can help them. And if you can't, you're going to hand it off to somebody you know or you believe who can. And so this industry relies on each other, because right at the very center of it is a captain who needs a boat to be in a place, in a situation to do a thing, whether it's for charter or the owner, whoever's on board. They need to be there with the right lobsters and the right shackles and the right amount of fuel and all the rest of it. And they rely on the industry around to make that happen. And when they're having difficulties, they can't solve it all themselves. They reach out to the people on shore who can help. And it's that reliance. It's not about trust. Because trust, I trust my dog, but I can't rely on him in quite the same way. You have to rely on the people within the industry to make that success happen, so that the person that is the owner or the guest or whatever who's having the experience on the super yacht gets that experience, makes those fantastic memories, and says, we need to come back. Because if they don't come back, there is no super yacht industry, and if there is no super industry, that's 160,000 people out of work.
I'm going to contest you on this. Millions.
Millions of what?
People, but we'll get there.
No? Directly employed.
The guy who printed that mug has been directly benefited from you getting employed by the guy buying a boat.
Now, yeah, but that's where it gets complicated.
That's because it's everybody in the world.
Do you want to know about direct, indirect, and induced employment?
Oh.
Induced? What's induced?
Okay, so the person processing Peter's wages at the bank, and the person who's doing at the checkout at Tesco supermarket, where you're spending your wages and so on, that's induced employment, because they're not part of the supply chain, but it is a result of the spend of the wages. So it's a direct employment, he's employed. Indirect employment, suppliers too, and then induced employment, people who are working because of all the spending that's going on. So there are people working in a tax office, and a slice of what they're doing in monitoring people's taxes is the induced employment. So there are now stats. So if you look at a manufacturing industry, right at the top of the scale is agriculture. Agriculture has a 7 times multiplier. So if you employ one person in agriculture, it's worth 7 people in a job. If you go to manufacturing, it's worth between 5 and 7. So making a car is manufacturing. Making a mug is manufacturing. But making a super yacht is manufacturing. We're in the manufacturing industry. So you can take, for example, the 350 people it takes for 2 years to build a 65-metre super yacht and multiply that out up to 7 times. And that's the number of people who are putting a meal on the table because of the super yacht.
Okay. That's good.
Not that I've ever said that before. You.
Yeah.
Thousands.
All right.
So now we have to do the quickfire challenge.
We ought to do like a.
I know, totally. We'll put some.
You
We'll
put some big.
That's
ones
in
in
post.
We'll do some post. Like
there. Okay, so are you ready, Peter, for your quickfire
maybe you should
challenge?
come real close for this one.
Yes.
Now
actually,
in on face to face.
okay, so you ready for the quickfire challenge, Peter?
I'm ready for the quickfire challenge.
Okay, so all you've got to do is we ask you the question. You've got to choose.
Okay.
Okay, wine or beer?
Wine.
Football or rugby?
Oh, rugby.
Solent or Southampton University?
Oh, university.
They're both universities.
No, Southampton University.
There we go. Lloyd's or MCA?
Lloyd's.
New build or refit?
New build.
And canoe stern or axe bow?
Canoe stern.
And finally, do you walk to work or do you take a packed lunch?
I drive a smart car, it's neither.
Neither.
There we go. That's the quickfire challenge.
That's awesome.
Harry,
Hold that mug. Just,
Yep, that's right.
You
All right.
hold it there.
So you can do that.
Except that
Hey.
Good morning.
morning.
doesn't go the right way.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't go the right. It doesn't go the right way when you're filming.
Coming up in Chapter 2, we visit Lateral Naval Architects and learn just how much is involved in engineering a superyacht. Join us next time on Between Two Yetis on tour.